This is Moby. We didn't know his name in the first video. One of the little bonuses, Moby, a little bonus tip. I'm going to go over kennel training on this one for an airline kennel, but to teach a dog his name, give it a treat, Moby. After the treat goes in the mouth, just say the word Moby, or whatever his name is. Do that about 5 treats, 5 times a day for about 3 or 4 days. You can say the dog's name and it'll look up right away. Now, a lot of people, when they kennel train their dog, they just shove the dog in a kennel and then they leave. And the two problems most dogs have with a kennel is I'm restrained because the kennel's closed, and then my human only puts me in the kennel and then they abandon me in the dog's name. Now, he was not doing this. We just filmed this a second ago, but we had a little bit of technical snafu, so we're redoing this. But basically what I do, at first I would put a treat just here or just here, just to get him to approach it. Now, at first when he was doing this, he was leaning far in. And that's his way of saying I'm uncomfortable going in here. So we want to keep on dropping the treats in there until he goes in without any, that's a little bit of a lean right there. Until he just goes in all the way. Now, we're saying the word penthouse, but you can come up with any word you want for the command word. So I toss it in there, penthouse. The second it touches his lips, he hears the word. So the idea is to keep on doing this and breadcrumb him until he goes all the way in the very back. Penthouse. Now, I would also leave this out at times. Most of us only kennel our dog when we're leaving, but that tells the dog that when the kennel comes out, I'm being left alone. Now you see he's lingering in there. So what we want to do is basically, now if he's chewing on it, we want to redirect. So when you put him in, make sure you give him a bully stick or something appropriate to chew on. Penthouse. So what I'd like you to do is leave this when he is out and supervised, put this penthouse out either in his puppy playroom or out. Every once in a while, leave a treat in there. So penthouse, I'll give you that one for going in. So first we toss these treats to entice him to go in there, but after a while, if we leave the kennel door open and leave treats in there, every once in a while he'll just go and check in there. Is there another treat waiting for me? Just like us, if every time we go to a restaurant we find a $100 bill in the lobby, we're going to go to that restaurant a lot. Penthouse, don't point out where it is. Throw it in there, he can see it, let him find it on his own. If you try to make it a big deal and try, come here and get it, now he's like, oh, then I can hold some power by not getting it. So we want him to voluntarily want to go in there and feel comfortable going in there. So that's why we want to practice this at times when we're not leaving town or we're not leaving him in here. You can also leave bully sticks or toys in there, so every time he goes in there, something good happens. So at first what we want to do is just have him go in there, and we keep tossing the treats in until he goes in there without any hesitation. No leaning, not running out right away. Now you can see he laid down. He's pretty comfortable in the kennel. So now the next step, what I would do is I'd have a tennis racket. I like tennis rackets, you can see through them. Now, when I'm kennel training dog, what I want him to do is practice being in the kennel calm while I'm here and while the door's open. Well, the door's open, he might come out. So what I would do is once he's going all the way, I would toss it in there, I would take a tennis racket and hold it right here, blocking him. I can actually do it with my hand. I'm going to wait for him to stop protesting, trying to come out. Now he's turning around to see if there's another treat in there. All right, so he's trying to kind of, he's trying, I don't say force his way, I just try to lick his way out. So once he's stationary, I move it back about 2 inches while he's pushing there. Now he's trying to force and take it. Once he stops, I'm going to move it about 2 inches away, my hand about 2 inches away. This would be representing a tennis racket. There we go. But don't do it while he's protesting or pushing. Wait for him to stop.
He's stubborn.
I say determined. So I move it a couple inches away. He tries to come forward. If he tries to come forward, I'm going to move it back rapidly to block him. Now, I don't want to shove him in there like I did there. There we go. Now, he wants what he wants. And that's what that's a puppy. That's what he's used to. So that we have to help him practice staying in there. So he's calm. He stayed away from it. Move it a little bit further away. Then he tries to come back out, and I go back to blocking him. Now, what I typically do, the first time I'm actually doing this, I don't actually let them out of the kennel until they lay down. But since the video, he just sat down, so I'm going to let him out. Now, even though I was blocking, now he's kind of lingering in there. So that's the whole point, is we want to practice staying in there for longer and longer periods of time. So now I would give him a treat. You don't have to give him a treat when he exits. But then what I would do immediately after that is I'm going to pull out a treat and do this again. So I'm going to take a little piece and throw one in there, but I'm not, and see now he's leaning again because I just kind of quasi-trapped him in there. So we're going to have to practice him going in and not getting trapped. So now you whip back in there. If he goes in there, he's not hesitating, he's not leaning, he's comfortable with it. And so that's what we want. Wait for him to exit, toss another one in there. Penthouse, say penthouse each time it touches his lips. So we do one where we're blocking, and then we do a couple without blocking. So it doesn't mean just because I go in there, I'm always going to be restrained. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But each time I go in there, I get a treat. Penthouse, and I hear the word penthouse. Eventually it will say penthouse, and he'll go in there on his own. Now, at first we toss the treats to entice him to go in there. After a while, we want to use the treats to reward him. So when he goes out, if he goes back in there on his own, then I would go give him a treat for going in, and I would say the word penthouse after it. So at first it's to get him to go in there, but after a while, it's to reward him for going there. Let's see if he'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
Penthouse. So now he gets the reward after he does the action. So because now when you're flying, there's a lot of stuff that's going on when you're flying. There's a lot of distractions. So we want him to feel comfortable and calm, and this is my personal apartment, and I feel very safe and secure in here because every time I go in here, I get treats, and I've practiced being in here for progressively longer and longer periods of time. And eventually you should see him just go in there and lay down, just kind of like, well, we didn't do it in this session. I just did this the other day with somebody, and the dog was in there laying down within minutes of us doing this. And that just means that he's good and calm and comfortable in this. But you really want to practice, especially rep it before any trips, penthouse. Because you're going to do this a lot when on a trip, and then you're not going to do it for a couple weeks. And then you do it again on a trip, and then do it again. Focus. And don't only do this right before your trip, because after a while he was like, oh, we're about to go on a trip. Do it sometimes we're not. It's 2 weeks before our next trip. We're going to do it. But you see how he's lingering in there. Now, he was trying to chew on some of the pieces here, and that's a normal thing for puppies, so make sure he has a few appropriate, really good chew toy items to have in here. And I would also do a visual inspection after each trip to make sure he hasn't gnawed, because sometimes they'll start chewing something, and then you'll end up with a section where he can run out, and he's running down the plane looking for first class. So, all right, Moby, let's do one more for the road. So this is how you can teach your dog to be calm and enjoy being in a travel carrier.